Okay, um, let me explain how you go about using the OpenAI API key. Basically, everything that you do in these apps as part of Distincto apps is saved within your browser. So if you want to move your information around, you need to export it down here, and it explains to you all the number of records that it will export, and then you can import it into a different computer or on your mobile device through the browser there. So everything basically is saved within the browser and nothing goes into the cloud. The only thing that will eventually go in the cloud is when you are using the paid version, and it's just keeping your username, your name, and your um, password securely there so that we know that you've got a paid subscription. So basically, you come along here on Lesson Chunks and you fill out your child's bio, what learning style they have, what grade, what age they are, teacher if you want to. You can choose a different voice to read out stuff. So there's all these different ones. Again, it depends on what device you're on. Some phones will have lesser number of voices to choose from. And then if you want to run Olama locally, if you're an expert in local AI, you can do that here. And then we get down to the API settings. So basically, you need to grab an API key. You can click here and it will take you to where you can get your key. We're not doing image processing, so you can leave that blank or just put something in there for now. And then here's a list of recommended models for different things. I recommend that you look on OpenRouter and figure out which one you want to use from there. But these are some examples. And there are always free models on there that you can use. Um, and they will require you usually to share your data while you're using the free models. So if you want complete privacy with nothing being shared and stored by any AI model provider, then you need to set the privacy settings so then you don't use any free models. But it's possible to do this without paying for any, like Kimi is currently free. So what you do is you go to Open Router and you choose to get an API key, and you also use this privacy setting here and turn all of these off. So it basically says you're not allowing your data to be used for any training or any um, analytics, and you need to do that for paid and free models if you're using free. And if you do check this for free models, you may end up not being able to use them because it could be a requirement that you're sharing your data in return for free usage. Okay, so with the API keys, what you do with Open Router is you just put a certain amount of money, like it can be $5, $10, which can potentially last you many months. And you do that in here. Under credits. So here you go, add credits. You can do auto top up if you want to share your card details here, or you can do it so that it's a one-off payment and there's no ability to auto top up. So to add credits, you basically need to put your card in here. If you want to use one-time payment, then you select this so that one-time payment will go through. You put your card details in and you put the amount that you want, and then you basically add that to your balance. So everything's prepaid, and that means you can manage your spending and there's no subscriptions. So once you've done that and you've added a small balance, then you go over here and you create your API key. Once you create it, you can never have access to it again. So you need to save it somewhere or create a new key. You can actually put a credit limit on it if you have a lot of balance and you want only a certain amount to be able to use without your permission. So you create your key, and then you copy your key and you come back to any of the Distincto apps will work exactly the same. You put your key in here, and then you select the model that you want and you put that in here. Now, to select the model, you can use these ones that we recommend, or you can go back to Open Router and you can check out the models, and they will show you the newest models up here. And this is how you copy the model. So if you want to use this model, for instance, first you check out, is this going to be a good model? So you want to read, does it have the right requirements? Is it good for the kind of application um, that Distincto is running? And then you copy it like that, and then you go back here to the settings and you paste it into here, just like that. Once you've done that, then you go down and you save it here, and then you're good to go. Basically, you're now running that model within the app here, and you can change this anytime you want. You can try out different models and see what response you get. You can also test out your your models using Open Router just by going into the chat and then just adding whatever model you want here and testing them out. You can do side by side as well to see which one gives you the kind of result that you like. That's basically it. So once you got the key, you can use this across all of our apps, basically. So that's part of the reason we've done it, is that means you, one, have ultimate control over your privacy, and two, you get to decide on just paying a small balance up front, no subscription costs, and helps you manage your costs. So there you have it. Enjoy.